Hello students. Yesterday we talked about a very famous Saudi figure, which was Sheikh Sulaiman al-Rajhi. We talked about his achievements, what he did, and we had an assignment that I asked you to do. So we're going to start our assignment. I told you that we have these questions that we discussed before, but there was this specific one, which is what is notable about Sulaiman al-Rajhi in comparison to other wealthy businessmen. So we said what is special about Sheikh al-Rajhi, what did he do which is different from other people or other businessmen. And we can see here, we can say the answer that Sheikh Sulaiman al-Rajhi worked and contributed to education, health, and charities worldwide. So this is what makes him different from other businessmen, that he had his contributions in health, education, and many projects. He did not just focus on one field or did something in particular. So this is what makes him very special. We have here through, of course, his foundation, SAAR, which is the largest foundation of its kind in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And then I asked you to organize al-Rajhi's most important achievements according to a timeline. So just to go back to his achievements and see the order of them. So we have our example here. He helped pilgrims and migrant workers. He established al-Rajhi Bank, became chairman of the National Agricultural Development Company. He was the founder of the Al-Wataniya Agricultural Projects. He owned real estate and other investments. He established the Sulaiman al-Rajhi University. He established, the charitable foundation was established by Salman also, we have here, which is SAAR. He donated most of his $7.7 billion. So this is something that we did not mention before, that his fortune was $7.7 billion. He gave it, of course, to charity. So these are the basic things that we talked about in the last lesson. And as I said, that we have a new personality. But before we start with the personality that we have here these things. What are these images related to? So just take a look at these images here. And what are they related to? What can you see here? So we have here, these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 images, which are all connected to, as you can see here, the cart, the iPad, the screens. So they are connected to online shopping, which is something that mainly a lot of people do every day. So when I mean that we have here online shopping, it can be through applications, it can be through different, for example, chat applications that we use when you order something. It can be within sites. So anything that you order using internet, it's online shopping. Do you ever buy books or other products on the internet? So a lot of people, yes, they do. And what do you know about e-commerce? E stands, of course, to electronic, commerce to commercials in general. So e-commerce, we have here, we want to know something, or we are just going to distinguish between two things here. So we are going to see the advantages and disadvantages. So what are the advantages and disadvantages of e-commerce in your view? So just thinking, so as a person that does, for example, online shopping, what do you think are the advantages and the disadvantages of here the e-commerce? So we're going to see here, starting the advantages. The advantages are, first, more competitive prices because of lower costs. So a lot of, we have here things. There is a kind of competition. They are competitive because of the large number of places or the sites that can sell something, so they lower their costs. And also here we have no transport required. It's easy to do because you don't have to go to somewhere. You can just do it wherever you are. And also we have here, it saves, as we said, time here. You can do it. It's very quick. And we have here also, we can say that we have here allows research for better prices and quality. So you can just move from one place to another very quickly within seconds, and you can just choose the place that you want. The disadvantages we have here, buyer can only see photos of products. You cannot see the real thing in front of you. So for example, I want this one. I can't see it before I buy it, just photos. We have also products might differ from photo items. So as I said, that I can see this one, order it, but when it comes to me, it's different from the pictures that I saw. We have here also products can get lost. So here the products that can get lost, yes, sometimes this happens when you order something. And we have here some products cannot be returned. When I buy something, some things don't have some kind of refund on them. So these are the advantages and disadvantages. Now when you open your books on page number 28, we are going to see who is the essay about in the beginning. Now here the e-commerce was just a kind of introduction for the person that I said that we will take also. We have here also a famous figure like Stephen Jobs, like Mohammed Abdul Latif Jamil, like Sheikh Rajhi. There is a very famous person on page 28 in your book. There is the writing form about this person, but you are just going to take the sample and then prepare yourself to choose your own personality, and you are going to write about a figure that you choose. So we are going to see the main structure of the essay and the writing. We are going to see what are the important things that you have to focus on, and then you are going to start writing. So we have here, our essay is going to be about Jeffrey Bezos, or Jeff Bezos. Do you know him? A lot of people, yes, they do. And what has he accomplished? Why is he famous? What did he do? He did something that is well known everywhere. A lot of people use it. So what is this thing that he has done? We are going to scan the text and find out a lot of things about him. So just put in mind that your objectives are to list the figure's achievements, like when we did Sulaiman al-Rajhi. We said, we put a timeline and just organized what did he do. We analyzed, or you are going to analyze also Jeffrey Bezos. We analyze his work in different periods of his life, to scan for information and words, outline events using a timeline like Sheikh Rajhi, choose a new figure and research about his accomplishment, which is your work. You are going to choose a new figure, and also you are going to do the same thing as we did in Sheikh Rajhi and what we're going to discuss about Bezos. And we have here organize ideas to write a new essay. Now read the text and fill in the blanks with the words or phrases. Now in your book, you're going to see that we have here the essay, and there are blanks. In the blanks, we are going to use these words, which are, for example, when. We can use it 3 times. Where, 2 times. Then, after, one day, by, and as. So as I said, you have here the passage. We have the blanks. We are going to use these words, which are kinds of connectors for the blanks. Also, identify the topic or theme of each paragraph. Also, you have in the book here that there are 6 paragraphs. We are going to see each paragraph, what is it about? the topic or the theme. Because in your writing, you have to write the topic or the theme. In each paragraph, it has to be something different. Also, we're going to do something else, which is which verb forms are mostly used, are passive sentences used in any sections, why or why not. So there are three things that we are going to do. We are going to fill the blanks. We are going to identify the topic or the theme, and we are going to see the verbs. Are they active or passive? We are going to also revise what's the difference between them. And at the end, why or why not? Why is it connected here that we have to do something with the verbs? So instead of going back and back, we are going to do it all together. We're going to start with the first one here. Now this is the first paragraph. As we said, we have here the three things. There is no blank. Okay, so I'm going to move to identify. Identifying here, I want the idea. But instead of just reading, I'm going to see the basic things. So I can say, for example, scanning very quickly. We have the word born, Mexico, we have here. We can say also his crib and a toddler. So there are three things that mean an early age, or when he was young, when he was born, the beginning. And then the crib, a baby's bed, the crib. And a toddler, which is 3 years, 4 years. So just imagine that Jeffrey Bezos, when he was just 3 years or 4 years, he managed to dismantle his crib with a screwdriver. He took a screwdriver and he was able to dismantle the crib. For a toddler, this is something amazing. So we have now the theme or the topic of paragraph 1, which is when he was young. And then I want the verbs. Just to look at the verbs very quickly, I can find that we have here was born, we have here displayed, and we have here managed. Now there are two types. We have the active and the passive. He managed who? Jeff. So I know who I am talking about. We have here, it is active. He displayed, also I'm talking about Jeff. He was born. Do I know who his mother is? No. So here, I'm not talking about the subject. I'm talking about the action, which was he was born, which makes this verb passive because I do not know who the subject is. Moving on, we have here, this is the basic table that we have here. So the paragraph number 1's theme is Jeffrey Bezos' early years. We have 2 active verbs and we have 1 passive verb. Now here, we have the first one. Now there are 3. Now we can say blank, Jeffrey was a teenager. We can see that we can use, for example, when. The family moved to Miami. Miami is a place. So because it is a place, I can say where he discovered computers. He graduated from high school. The valedictorian of his class, and he blank completed his studies in computer. So there are steps or stages. That's why I'm going to use here then. I'm done with the blanks. Let's see the topic. Okay, it's clear from line number 1 that we have here teenager, and he graduated from high school, and also we can say that he completed his studies where? Princeton University. So the teenage stage, when he was early years, when he was a baby, and now teenager, where he studied at high school and also university. And now I'm moving to the verbs. So we have here the verbs. The family moved. So who moved? The family, which is active. He discovered. He graduated. He completed. And we have here, this is our table. All of our verbs are active. And the basic topic or theme is Jeffrey Bezos as a teenager and young adult. Also his education, that he studied where? at Princeton University. Paragraph number 3, 2 blanks. We have here graduation. So I'm talking about something that happened. We can say, yes, after. After graduation, what did he do? He worked at some well-known firms on Wall Street. And then Jeff would have a successful career in finance, but he made a discovery. So we have here, then he made a discovery. So he was going to go work on Wall Street, but then he made this discovery that changed his life. The topic here, of course, we're done with graduation. So here we're going to say that after graduation, some well-known firms, and we have here made a discovery. The verbs that we have here, we can say that we have here worked, made, changed. So here, just going back, we have here the discovery that changed. So the verb, where is the subject? The subject is going to be discovery, which means that we have here all of these verbs are active also because we know who or what did it. And the basic topic is here, Jeffrey Bezos, after graduation, work and discovery. Okay, so we have here, this is a longer paragraph. So we have here very quickly, we can say that the internet had been used mainly by the Defense Department, the government, and so on. And after that, we can say here, Jeff Bezos observed the internet. Here we can say, one day. So we're beginning with a new stage or a new step. So that's why we're going to start with a fresh beginning, one day. One day, Jeff Bezos observed the internet, and moving on, we can say here that we have here, he attended the American Booksellers Convention. The very next day, blank, he discovered that major. So we have here the discovery. Where did it happen? It happened in the convention, which means that here I can use the word where. Moving on to the basic idea. From the very start, the idea is the internet. And also we have here the internet usage was increasing. And the third thing that I mentioned here, which was what? We have here books. Research of the top 20 mail order business and found that books were the only item which no catalog existed as we have. So we have here, it is about selling books. There is no place that can sell books online or on the internet. So this is where he started his idea. The internet had been used. Do you know who started using the internet here? No. So which makes this verb not active, it will be passive. Why? Because we do not know who started using the internet. Looking for other verbs, we can say that Jeff observed the internet usage was increasing, going back to the internet. Research, found, existed. So all of these are active. And we have here, he attended, he discovered, had already compiled. And we have here, all he needed was a location on the internet. So if we just here see that these are active because we know who did it. The first one we do not know. So moving on, we can say that the passive verbs, we added the internet, and the rest are active. Our basic idea is the internet and book selling research. Okay, now when he discovered that the book selling here is something that nobody did on the internet, what happened after that? The new online company was set up in a 2-bedroom house with a garage in Seattle. On July 16th, 1995, the site was opened to the world. September, it had weekly sales. So it took time, but we have here, yes, buy. We have here by September, it had weekly sales of $20,000. Now I want here, you now know what is the basic idea, the start or the beginning of his business. So we have here the new online company was set, and where? In a 2-bedroom house. Like who? Do you remember like Amancio Ortega when he said, or we said that he started clothing retail in his house? And then we can say that the new online company was set up. Do you know exactly who set the online company? Maybe Jeff, maybe someone helped him. And we have here, we're going to see also, the site was opened to the world, so we do not know who opened the site. And we have here the business grew faster than anyone could have predicted. So if we see here the table, now you can see that the paragraph number 5, the new online business is the basic topic. We have here all of the verbs are active, and this time we added 2 passive verbs. We added the company was set up, because we do not know who set up the company, and we have here the site was opened. Also, we do not know who opened the site, so we are going to just put it as passive. The last paragraph, blank, the online book selling business expanded. So here we have when the online book selling expanded to include an endless range of products, from clothing to electronic goods to furniture and so on. Skeptics thought it was growing too fast to be successful. Blank, it turned out it was the smartest move anyone could have made. So there is just one more word that we did not use, which is going to be as. And then when it turned out, or as it turned out, it was a very smart move to make. What happened? That changed the face of commerce forever and turned several members of the Bezos family into billionaires. And now you know what is the site or the application that we are talking about. We have here the ideas are the online book selling business that had expanded. It was the smartest move anyone could have made. And we have here several members became millionaires from the Bezos family. The last collection of the verbs that we have here, now we can say that we have here expanded. What expanded? The business, active. Include, also active. Skeptics thought, so we have here also this is the active. It was growing. Could have made that changed, anyone. And we have here changed, turned the members. So all of these verbs are active. We have here, these are passive verbs. And the last topic that we have here is the online book selling business and expansion. And the other idea is the success of the Bezos family. So these are just main or general ideas that he have. We talked about Jeffrey Bezos when he was a small boy, then he turned into a teenager, his education. What did he do after he graduated? Where did he work? What did he discover? How he discovered? What did he do after the discovery? And the result. Stages, timeline. Here we go back to the question, why or why not? Why did we use the active here or the passive? So we have here the active was focused on Jeffrey, or the thing that was the cause, the subject. But when I use the passive, I'm focusing from the subject or who or what did the thing to the action itself. So here I do not care who his mother is. I do care about when he was born. The second, I care about that the internet had been used. I don't care who used it. The company was set up. This is the most important. Who set it up? It's not important. The site was opened. This is the most important. Who opened it? Don't care. This is when you use the passive, when you do not focus on the subject or what did or what caused the thing that happened. So this is why we have here just the difference between the active and the passive verbs. Now moving on, we have here to make a list of the key events, including no more than 12 items. Here you can see that these are the 12 things that we just discussed. Born, the family moved, graduated, worked on Wall Street, made a discovery, observed internet usage, researched and found no book catalog, attended American booksellers, discovered electronic lists, new online company was set up, business expanded, turned Bezos family into billionaires. 12 steps. And exactly you are going to do the same thing to put them into points. And then when you have this, you can start writing your essay. So we have here, it's your turn. You are going to choose a famous or wealthy person, or it can be both. This is here. Step 1 is to research information about this person's life, including the events or steps that took the person from obscurity to fame or poverty to wealth, from rags to riches. Step 2, to note these events or steps in a chart, like the timeline that we showed, the 12 things that happened. Step 3, to write a descriptive essay about the person's life. So we analyzed, we had the steps at the end. You are going to do the opposite, to put the steps and then you will write the essay. So your writing corner means we have here to just watch out or pay attention to distinguish the main life events, the most important. Select key events that provide a complete picture of how someone's life developed. List the events in chronological order, then switch them around if you want. It's up to you. Use connectors like when, then, after, and while. Be as descriptive as possible. How? To describe the person's character, qualities, and actions, and choose keyword events based on these qualities that you have. As we did in Unit 1, to write first a draft, then read it, make corrections or write questions about things you are not sure about. Hand over the draft to someone else to read and edit. Encourage him or her to write comments and questions. Read the comments and edit your essay. So at the end, what did we do? We discussed the achievements of Jeffrey Bezos. We read and you listened to me about the basic things to connect. We enumerated events that we put in timelines, the 12 parts that we had. Composed a timeline, which is the organization at the end. And at the end, organizing writing steps. So now you know how to start your writing, how to begin, what to focus on. So you have the freedom to choose that famous figure that you want, but the most basic thing is to consider what is the achievement of her or his, both female and male in it. You can do whatever or choose whatever you want, but be careful and choose the best.